FBI, Tactic of a Collapsing Regime, by Caroline Vacco, one of the Texas Democratic lawmakers who fled the state amid the GOP's push to pass friendlier House maps, condemned the use of the FBI to track them down. The Texas governor has threatened our elected office. The Texas Attorney General has called for us to be hunted down. And now, the FBI director, handpicked by Donald Trump, appears to be doing just that, said State Representative John Bussey D. in a statement on Thursday. Let us be clear, using federal law enforcement to track down political opposition is the tactic of a collapsing regime, he continued. It is the kind of authoritarian overreach we condemn in other countries. Now, it is happening here. Echoing Texas House Democratic Caucus Chair Jean Woody, Bussey dared the FBI to get involved, saying, "Come and take it." Senator John Cornyn, Republican from Texas, earlier on Thursday, said that the FBI had approved his request to have the FBI help law enforcement agencies track down the Texas Democrats who had fled the state to block Republicans from passing an even friendlier GOP House map. Texas Governor Greg Abbott, Republican, said the FBI and the Texas Department of Public Safety were tracking down the Democrats. The FBI has declined to comment on the matter to The Hill, and it remains unclear what the FBI has agreed to or the basis they are using to allow the agency to do this. Experts that spoke with The Hill this week expressed skepticism that the FBI has the jurisdiction to track down Democrats. I do not see why the FBI would be involved in this at all. I mean, this is Texas politics, and the FBI has no business trying to enforce Texas state law, Richard Painter, who served as associate counsel to the president in the White House counsel's office during former President George W. Bush's second term, told The Hill. Texas State Representative Ann Johnson D. also condemned the move, calling it in a statement an authoritarian tactic. I will not be intimidated into silence by politicians who are trying to rig our democracy to cling to power. If standing in the way of authoritarianism makes me a target, so be it. I would rather be chased for doing what is right than complicit in what is wrong, she said.
With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, she is right. Per the separation of powers, the FBI does not have the legal authority, per the Constitution, the separation of powers between federal and state, to enforce state law. Kash Patel and his drunk, drug addict ass and his cronies do not have the authority to enforce state law. They only have the authority to enforce federal law. What's going on here has absolutely nothing, and this is me condemning Kash Patel's actions. He and his cronies do not have the authority over Texas state Democrats. If I were you, Kash Patel, I'd back the fuck down. You racist piece of shit. With that, ladies and gentlemen, we have another legal breaking reporting video analysis update by the Washington Post. GOP Senator John Cornyn says FBI will help locate Texas Democratic lawmakers. Let's get into it.
You're listening to GOP Senator Cornyn says FBI will help locate Texas Democratic lawmakers, a news story written by Dylan Wells and Molly Hennessy Fisk, and read by an AI-generated voice. Senator John Cornyn, Republican Texas, said Thursday that the FBI had granted his request for the agency to assist Texas law enforcement in locating Democratic state lawmakers who have left the state to stall a Trump-backed effort to redraw the state's congressional map. Cornyn wrote to FBI Director Kash Patel on Tuesday, requesting that the agency take any appropriate steps to aid in Texas state law enforcement efforts to locate or arrest potential lawbreakers who have fled the state. It was not immediately clear early Thursday what, if any, specific plans federal agents had to engage in the situation. Asked about Cornyn's comments, the FBI declined to comment. I am proud to announce that Director Kash Patel has approved my request for the FBI to assist state and local law enforcement in locating runaway Texas House Democrats, Cornyn said in a statement. Cornyn faces a primary challenge from State Attorney General Ken Paxton, Republican, who has also threatened legal action to punish the Democratic lawmakers who have left the state. When asked for comment, a spokesman for the Texas House Democrats pointed to a Tuesday statement that criticized Cornyn's actions and accused him of trying to prove his extremist credentials to the Republican base. Assisting Texas authorities in locating the Democratic lawmakers would be utterly irregular, said Douglas M. Charles, a Pennsylvania State University history professor who researches the FBI. He added that while the FBI, of course, has always assisted local law enforcement with resources, and such there's no example like this. Doing so would be a massive intrusion into politics and entail crossing all kinds of boundaries, Charles said. Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker, Democrat, called the escalation grandstanding and said Thursday that he welcomes the FBI to the state, but that they won't be arresting any of the lawmakers. There is no U.S. federal law that prohibits those Texas House Democrats from being here in the state of Illinois, he said. Cornyn also said in his letter to the FBI that he was concerned that legislators who solicited or accepted funds to aid in their efforts to avoid their legislative duties may be guilty of bribery or other public corruption offenses. Texas Democratic lawmakers have defended their ability to fundraise from their supporters and said they weren't violating any laws. Some legal experts have questioned the bribery allegations. As a general matter, what we mean by bribery is secretly taking property or money, putting it in your closet, hiding it from the public, and most importantly, not paying taxes on it, said Seth Tillman, an American law professor at Maynooth University in Ireland. By contrast, Texas House Democratic Caucus Chair Jean Wu and other Democrats are open about what they're doing, he added. Patrick Marley contributed to this report.
With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I also strongly condemn and criticize Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton, and his ex-wife should have threatened his life because for the simple fact that he is trying to cling to power. With the divorce, she should have legally, lawfully, and rightfully threatened his life because of him trying to illegally, unconstitutionally cling to power. I just cannot believe that they rigged the 2024 election, and yet they're trying to do it again with the 2026 midterms, and yes, they're not trying to hide it. I hope that Judge Chutkan, because she knows how Trump is, I hope that she has a rude awakening in store for Trump, because she knows he rigged the 2020, he tried rigging the 2020, elections to illegally keep him in power. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate you guys for tuning into this legal breaking reporting and afternoon, legal breaking reporting. video analysis update. If you did enjoy this legal breaking reporting video analysis update, please firstly like, comment, share, subscribe, and enjoy. Secondly, if you would like to make sure you're always up to date on all the things legal breaking reporting wise on the side of politics, please hit the bell icon as well as the all notifications option. It's free of charge. No paywall, no nothing. Thirdly, ladies and gentlemen, please help me reach and achieve the subscriber goal for the channel of 240 plus subscribers. Ladies and gentlemen, the reason why I'm saying 240 plus subscribers for the subscriber goal is because right after we reach and achieve the goal of 240 subscribers, we have more subscribers to reach and achieve. Right after we reach and achieve the goal of subscribers of 240 subscribers. Next, ladies and gentlemen, you guys can also stay up to date by following me on my social medias that'll be linked in the video description below. I'm on Instagram, Snapchat, Threads, as well as TikTok. There you guys will be updated when I upload brand new legal breaking reporting video analysis videos to the channel on the side of politics. Lastly, ladies and gentlemen, please stay safe and always look for the points of light in today's unfortunate, illegal induced darkness caused by the criminal Trump regime. And always look for my next legal breaking reporting video analysis update. And I will talk to you guys in the next reporting.